Now, whether you believe in the Most High or not, if you're a targeted individual, then please, just hear me out. Now, I know that in this day and age, there's so many people that have like almost lost faith in the Most High, especially if you're a targeted individual, because you find yourself asking all the why questions. Why me? Why won't anybody help me? Why won't these people just stop and leave me alone? I've asked those questions over and over again throughout this situation, so I know. You start asking if the Most High really exists, then why would this happen when you know you've done nothing to deserve it? But that's what they want. They want you to lose faith in the Most High. They want you to start feeling as if choosing their destructive path is the better route. They flash their money and their material things to paint the illusion that they're actually winning in life. But the part they keep hidden, the important part, is how did they acquire those things? Was it ethical? Did they actually put the work in? I mean, think about it, guys. If it were ethical, they wouldn't have to do the things that they do behind closed doors. They would do their spell work on you right out in the open. All the crimes they commit in the dark, they would stand on that instead of lying and denying it in front of the people. Did you guys know that a lot of us are targeted? And this is for those of you who have public platforms. We're targeted because these folks, they hijack our creativity. They hijack our creative work, and then they pass it on as their own. That's a fact. And lots of us, we're unaware of it. But there are a lot of us who are fully aware of it. For instance, in my case, and I'm sure most of you will resonate with this one, there's individuals who hack into your devices just to steal your creative ideas. In my situation, they hack into my devices and my accounts as well, just to monitor the ideas that I come up with, and then I put in hours and days of creating those ideas, just so they can hurry up and snatch it and download it. And in most cases, they have bigger platforms, so they hurry up and post it, your creative work that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into, and they take credit for it. They take credit for our ideas. And then on top of that, the icing on the cake, they have the audacity to say that you copied off of them. I mean, imagine that. I don't run around YouTube trying to see if my work is being plagiarized, but I know for a fact that it is. Believe it or not, guys, the Most High will divinely communicate to you that you need to be aware that your work is being hijacked. Now, I have an external drive with dates and times that I created my work, and let's be clear, I'm no professional editor, so the little bit that I do, I learned that from the professionals here on YouTube. At one time, my uploads were delayed. Let's say if I tried to upload a 15-minute video, it would take 2 or 3 hours to upload, and that actually gives these people time to copy my work and then post it before me, and then claim that my work is theirs and that I'm the one who copied their work. Well, I have proof that that's not the fact. So if you guys didn't know that, please be aware that your creative work, it just might be the reason why they're targeting you. There may be someone's channel who's thriving off of your work right now. Now, if you don't know how to call righteous judgment on them, I highly suggest you do some research and figure that out, because calling judgment, it will get the wheels of justice turning in your favor, because what they're doing is dead wrong. I'm sorry, but it's never okay to just sit back and do nothing and then take someone else's work, of course, behind the scenes, and then portray yourself as the creator of that work. But you guys, you have to believe that the Most High will call divine justice on your situation first and foremost. And then you go ahead and call righteous judgment with every fiber of your being, with as much passion as you can build up in your body. Call righteous judgment, because if this is happening to you, or if this has happened to you, it's the worst feeling in the world to know that somebody else who's put in zero effort is claiming your work as their own, and then on top of that has the audacity to say that you copied their work. It's a slap in the face. If you guys do editing, and if you can do your editing offline, I really suggest you do so. Try your best to keep copies on an external hard drive, and then just keep creating with your whole heart. Believe that the day will come, that justice will be served. Believe it. Now, another reason that I feel you shouldn't give up on the Most High is because without that unshakable faith, you leave yourself vulnerable without divine protection. Listen, guys, I used to be stuck in a low vibration. I couldn't see the forest from the trees because I was just stuck doing low vibrational things every day, all day. So I know how it is. I am no saint, and I have made bad choices, and I have been low vibrational for quite some time. I was detached from the Most High. I mean, I knew the Most High existed, but I guess I felt like I was forgotten about. Like, I truly felt like the Most High forgot about me. So it's like I got to the point where I just existed. I felt like as long as I was alive, that was good enough. I used to be trapped in fear. Fear of never being loved, fear of abandonment, fear that I would die alone, just like the person who raised me told me that I would, over and over again. Now, I have nothing against marijuana, guys, because I personally believe in its medicinal properties for anxieties. But I was doing too much back then. Marijuana became like a coping mechanism for me, just to escape life and like to escape fear. Now, I've never in my life experimented with anything outside of marijuana, nothing more, because the person that I thought was my father, he was actually a meth addict, and I just never wanted to end up like that. But I was detached from the Most High, and I leaned on marijuana for help to get me through my fears and anxieties. That mindset and my actions, that left me wide open to be attacked. And the attacks were successful. I'm just going to be honest about it, because I was so low vibrational that it was easy for spell work to work on me. Now, this is important, guys, because without divine protection, you're done. These folks will have you right where they want you. They'll have you scared, vulnerable, unprotected, alone. That's how the spell work hits you, and it hits you hard. It's like waving a white flag of surrender, and once they see they have you in the palm of their hands, they go double time, and they do everything they can to keep you in that position. And if you don't snap out of it, guys, and fast, you're done. The Most High had to actually enact divine intervention on my behalf to get me to snap out of it, because I was almost a lost cause, to be honest. Folks had me so caught up in their web that I definitely considered taking my own life several times. I just felt like there was no way out of my life, and that felt like a nightmare to me. Now, when I say I was unprotected and vulnerable to spell work, I mean I constantly went to the hospital for pains that they just could not explain. Nothing would show up on any test that they ran. They kept saying that I was healthy, and they weren't showing anything that caused my pains. You know, I had pains in my abdomen, pains in my legs so bad that I wound up on crutches one time. I had migraines, insomnia. I was just in bad shape, and I wasn't taking care of myself at all. I was stuck in an environment of doom and gloom, and I was slowly but surely just creeping towards my death. I figured if the Most High gave up on me, I may as well give up on myself and just be happy to be alive. Then I got COVID, and I literally thought I was gonna die. It was the worst experience ever, and it lasted for about a month. That's what it felt like. It felt like I was dying. It felt like that was the end for me. But I actually believe that COVID situation, that was the moment that divine intervention hit. Out of nowhere, my eyes just started opening to some things. The number one thing that stood out to me back then was like my so-called cousin, out of nowhere, he was checking up on me every day, and every day he wanted an update on how I was dealing with my COVID. Now, at first I thought that he was just being nice. I thought that he was being concerned. Right up until I realized he and I normally check in with each other maybe once a month, maybe once every couple months, but never every day. And every day was the same question. Are you feeling any better? Are you feeling any better? And I just wasn't catching on until I was. And it was little comments that he made that it just raised my eyebrow. And I don't know why, but I started paying attention to like everybody and everything around me. It didn't dawn on me at first that things started going downhill at like a rapid speed when an ex of mine re-entered the picture. But as always, I had a dream that told me to cut him out of my life immediately. No explanation, no conversation, just do it. I woke up the next day and I blocked his number immediately. Then the police showed up at my door. The police were called on me, and they were talking about they got a call with a concern for my mental health. Now, the strange thing about that is I was in bed all day, every day. I could barely move when I had COVID. I was in bed for weeks. So how my mental health was a concern, that just didn't make sense to me. That situation right there with the police, that really opened my eyes that something weird was going on. And then here comes all the unexplained pains. They kept wanting to give me morphine since they couldn't explain what was wrong with me, because nothing showed up on the x-rays and the MRI. Then they put me on crutches and said give it a month for it to heal. Once again, guys, I had a dream, and in my dream there was a certain man that kept showing up, but I did not recognize him. But this man was telling me that there was nothing physically wrong with me, and he said I needed to fight back. Now, I was confused when I woke up because I didn't understand what he meant by nothing physically was wrong with me. The only thing I know is I put those crutches in the garage and I started hopping around and trying to walk on that leg. That's the only thing I know. Then get this, guys, in a matter of days or maybe a week, I was walking on my own. I used to sit in the window looking at the sky. I remember that. like just wondering what in the world was going on. And I just kept thinking, what did that man in my dream mean by there was nothing physical going on? I mean, if it was nothing physical, what else could it be? I didn't know anything about any spiritual warfare or spell work or any of that stuff. I thought that was hocus pocus movie stuff. But then my kids started acting different. All of them. The more they went around their father, the stranger they was acting. That was it for me. I remember that was the day I called out to the Most High. I just couldn't make sense of anything that was going on, and I just didn't know what else to do, to be honest. Guys, I cried like crazy. My pillow was soaked. I cried so much, and I just kept thinking, please help me. Help me understand what's going on in my life. Help me understand why everybody was acting so different, treating me like crap. Help me know what to do. All I can say, guys, is if you call out to the Most High, be ready for the truth, because you may not like it. Everything just started standing out to me, and I mean everything. I started researching intuition, spiritual warfare, energy harvesting, spell work. I was researching everything, and that's when everything started to click. I started relying on my intuition to guide me. I put down the marijuana. I started paying more attention to my dreams, because even as a kid, I remember that I used to get the craziest dreams, but as an adult, you know, I figured it was time for me to start paying attention to my dreams. I don't know why, but I just did. Listen, guys, if you get those vivid dreams, pay attention to those. Yeah, people will call you crazy or whatever, but what's so crazy about having vivid dreams? There's nothing crazy about that. And those vivid dreams might save your life one day. When I quit marijuana, I started remembering my dreams like clearly when I woke up. My dreams started being like a roadmap. It was like, pay attention to this, or pay attention to this person or these people, do that, go here, or do this right away. Now, whether I understood it or not, I stopped questioning it, and I just followed. I know people try to make a mockery out of people who experience like psychic nudges, but ask anybody who experiences any kind of psychic nudge if it's a real thing. I know for me, the Most High was guiding me to save my life. Now, I'm not going to bother to like retell all those different situations where my life was spared, because I already have videos on here that's speaking on that. So if that's something you guys want to listen to see if maybe that's something you resonate with, please, by all means. Most of that is in my life is like a movie playlist, and I put it in that playlist because the things I've gone through is so unbelievable that it's literally like some kind of fictitious movie. But from that day, and I remember it like it was yesterday, the day I called out to the Most High, guys, and I mean I cried out with everything that I had left in me, everything, and everything changed. All the answers that I wanted so desperately, they just started to come to me. Now, it didn't all come all at once, and I'm thinking maybe because I probably couldn't handle all of that at once anyway. But little by little, I was being shown exactly what was going on. Now, everything changed from that moment on. From that moment moving forward, I looked to the Most High for everything. Sometimes I would get frustrated even, you know, when I didn't get any answers like fast enough, but I never doubted that I absolutely would get an answer. It's like if you guys know what going through like the dark night of the souls is like, then you know exactly what I was going through. And if you've gone through it, then you know that going through a dark night of the souls is no joke. It's like you have to be broken all the way down before you can even think about trying to rebuild yourself. I did some research on it because I don't know, I needed to understand it as much as I could, and I needed to figure out how to get through it without letting it break me. My short suggestion for anyone going through that: surrender. Surrender fully and completely to the Most High. I am telling you, that is the only way. That's just my opinion. And when I say surrender to the Most High, I mean make your faith unbreakable. Rather you see the light at the end of the tunnel or not, be unbreakable when it comes to your faith in the Most High. You have to let your intuition be your only guide. Don't take advice from anyone during the time that you're going through the dark night of the soul. Rely on the Most High and the Most High only. Please, guys. I've made that mistake once or twice, and I learned from that pretty quickly. Have tunnel vision. See and hear the Most High only. And of course, you have to drop your ego. Because as I've learned firsthand, trust me, I've learned that firsthand. Thinking that you know everything or that you can control everything, it's an illusion. The only thing you can control is your free will. And what you do with that free will, that's what's going to dictate what happens to you moving forward. You don't ever want to be in a position to where you choose wrong with your free will. And it's like you think that you have more authority than the Most High. Guys, that'll jam you up in the worst way. Not being fully connected with the Most High, that's one thing. Going up against the Most High, feeling like you have more authority than the Most High, That's a whole different thing. Not respecting spiritual laws, that's the worst thing in the world that you could ever do to yourself. Like I said, not everyone believes in the Most High, and that is one thing. But spiritual warfare against the Most High, you basically seal your own fate. And you don't have anybody to blame, honestly, because that's what you chose to do with your own free will. I don't know, guys. I don't know how anybody's ego can get that out of control to where they feel like they don't have to respect spiritual laws. But they do find that out the hard way, that they do not have the authority that they convince themselves that they have. And yeah, Karma packs her bags and jumps in a car and heads right on over to their address. Now, look, I know that's just an example, but you guys know exactly what I mean. And the reason why I say Karma packs her bags is because it's up to that person how long that Karma's going to visit them. If you're stuck feeling like you're some invincible, grandiose, end-all to be-all, most powerful being on earth, and you can be out here doing whatever to whoever, yeah, Karma's going to be at your address for a while. But back to what I was saying, guys, it's my faith. It's my faith that brought divine protection into my life. Now, it just didn't kick in full blast. That took a while because I still went through those moments here and there where I was questioning this and questioning that. And there was still times that I thought that I was moving smart and protecting myself from all the chaos. It's not until I just released all the control that I thought that I had, and I just accepted the fact that I'm not doing any of it. Yes, I do my part by acting on divine guidance and by using my intuition and my discernment. But at the end of the day, guys, the Most High is the one that protects me. And because I choose the Most High with my free will, attacking me, that's just like attacking the Most High. You're just not going to win that war. Without divine protection, guys, I wouldn't still be here. And let me say that again, because that's more factual than anything that I have ever said. Without divine protection, I would not be alive today. I wouldn't. Now, I have a pretty simple way of looking at when it comes to attacking someone who has fully and completely surrendered to the Most High. Someone who surrendered to being a child of the Most High. So those of you who are parents, think about somebody or like multiple kids bullying your child. Your child hasn't done anything to them, but every day of your child's life, all day long, they bully them. They bully your child so much that your child doesn't even want to live anymore. They sit in their room contemplating about taking their own lives because they're so overwhelmed, and the kids just won't stop. And let's be honest, we all know that unfortunately there are children who actually have taken their own life because of bullying. But what if your child comes to you one day and they tell you flat out they were thinking about taking their own life, but they want to live, and they fall in your arms and they cry like you've never seen them cry before, and they beg you to help them? What are you going to do? What are you going to do from that moment moving forward? Let me guess. You're going to put your child on your back and you're going to get whoever's torturing and bullying your child to stop. I mean, seriously, guys, think about it. If they don't stop torturing and bullying your child, would you stop protecting them? What would you do to protect your child that surrendered their safety into your hands to save them from a pack of kids who feel entitled to your child's life, the child you created and brought into this world and care for? And you have a gang of little kids who gave themselves authority over your child's life just to toy with their safety and their well-being, like they have more authority over your child's life than you, the parent. What would you do? Is that even something you have to think twice about? They won't stop attacking your innocent child who's minding their own business, not bothering anyone, even keeping to themselves. But these kids are physically trying to hurt your child. They actually want your child to take their own life. They actually thought it was funny. They found a way to monitor your child in their room. And you remember when your child was saying that they sat in the room crying, contemplating taking their own life? These kids thought that was funny. They thought your child wanted to take their own life was funny. They even want some kind of freak accident to happen to hurt your child. They think it's hilarious. These kids even go so far as to break out Ouija boards and voodoo dolls, because for them, that would be hilarious for them to spiritually attack your child. They put your child's name and picture on altars so they can do their chants to your child's demise. They even pay other students to join in and spread lies about your kid just to make them the outcast so they can be alone. So you try to be adult about it. You up and move, you relocate your whole family, you put your child in a new school. Well, what happens if these kids ride their bikes to the new school just to torture your child? Now they have connected with all of the students in the new school, telling these students in the new school a bunch of lies just to turn them against your child, even buying them lunch, giving them lunch money to make sure that they have their allegiance. They ride around your new neighborhood terrorizing your child. They're doing anything that they can to torture your child. Are you going to up and move and put your child in a new school again? Is that what you're going to do? What would you do? And then the crazy thing about it, we all know that karma's a real thing. So what happens when these same bullies, they start to get suspended, they start getting expelled, the kids at the school realize that these bullies made up all those lies and they tortured your child, and now the bullies are being bullied. The neighborhood kids are even bullying the bullies now. And that's not something you wish on them, but it is their karma that they created. And now the teachers and the principal, they're all watching those bullies, every move that they're making. They are watching them because they know what they're doing. Even if these bullies think that whatever they're doing is behind closed doors, they are being watched. Now that their own actions are backfiring on these bullies and they have to be held accountable for what they've done, guess who these bullies blame? Yep, they blame your child. Imagine that. And now that they feel like it's your child's fault that they are in trouble for the things that they have done to your child, now they really won't stop. Now they're angry because they have to be held accountable. So now they keep attacking your child. But as a parent, as the actual one who has authority over your child, not these kids who for whatever reason must think that they are the parent and that they have some kind of control over your child's life, what do? Are you going to just let these kids torture your child? Are you going to let them have authority over your child? Do you just allow them to continue doing things to your child? What would you do? And I can just imagine your response. Any parent worth their salt, I can just imagine your response. And I'm not saying that you would harm them, but it's no way in the world you would sit back and just allow these bullies to torture your child who has done nothing. That's my interpretation of how the Most High must feel once enough is enough. I think that's when the Most High blows the trumpet. And you know what? That's when the Most High tells Karma to pack her bags and head on over to those addresses. And don't leave until they understand that they have zero authority over somebody else's life, especially a child of the Most High. Now, they can keep convincing themselves that they have some kind of authority over my life and other children of the Most High. But once we surrender, we are divinely protected. Whether they believe it or not, there is no weapon formed against us that will ever prosper. It doesn't make us crazy to surrender to the Most High. It doesn't. Because I'm not crazy, and neither are you.